stop scrolling. Your ears deserve better than muddy footsteps and bargain bin mics. Here are the best gaming headsets under $300, ranked 6 to 1, with zero fluff and the kind of details that actually change how you play. Here's the plan. Quick tour of what each headset nails: comfort, soundstage, mic clarity, battery, and platform support, then a real take on who each one is for, with a couple of yeah but moments where it matters. Number 6. HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. If you want a headset that just works, the Cloud 2 Wireless is that comfy hoodie you keep reaching for. Light on the head at about 300 grams, with soft memory foam pads that don't pinch after a few hours, and a simple 2.4 GHz dongle that connects fast and stays stable. The tuning leans fun. A little bass uplift for punchy explosions, decent mids so voices don't vanish, and DTS Headphone X for spatial cues that feel natural rather than gimmicky, which helps in shooters when you're tracking flankers by sound alone. You get up to around 30 hours per charge and a sensible 20-meter range, so stepping away to grab a drink won't nuke your party chat mid-match. Now, here's what matters. It's solid, but not flashy. And that's both the charm and the catch. The mic is fine for squad comms, but won't make you sound broadcast grade without software tricks. And the sound detail is good, not razor sharp. So if you crave micro detail in footsteps or precise distance cues, it's a half step behind the pricier picks on this list. Also, there's no simultaneous Bluetooth mixing, so you can't pipe in Discord from your phone while running console audio on the dongle. If you juggle devices a lot, that'll feel dated fast. Bottom line, still a comfort king under $200 in many sales and a reliable daily driver, but it's been outclassed in features by newer models in this price tier. Five, Turtle Beach Stealth 700 Gen 3. This one swings hard on features and mostly lands the punch. Huge 60mm Eclipse dual drivers, simultaneous 2.4 GHz and Bluetooth 5.2, quick device switching with dual USB transmitters, and a shockingly big battery rated up to 80 hours that makes weekly charging feel optional. The mic? Flip to mute with AI noise reduction. It cuts room hum and keyboard chatter without chewing your voice to bits, which is rarer than it should be at this price. Comfort is quietly excellent. Glasses-friendly memory foam, hybrid leatherette fabric that doesn't turn sweaty in longer sessions, and a steel-reinforced frame that feels ready for daily toss-on, toss-off use. And if you want to tune, the Swarm 2 app gives you a proper 10-band EQ and remappable controls that actually stick, so dialing in footstep clarity is straightforward. Now the you-know part. Depending on the variant, you trade Xbox compatibility for PC PS 24-bit audio, which makes picking the right model annoying. And outside the house, these look, well, gamer. They're not streetwear stealthy, and some reviewers called that out as a real compromise if you wanted one headset for everything. Also, the sound is big and cinematic by default. If you want laser-flat reference tuning, you'll need to EQ, and while superhuman hearing can highlight footsteps, it can make explosions feel a bit thin if you leave it on all the time. But when the whole package clicks, wireless plus Bluetooth mixing, battery for days, comfy fit, it's a category leader for multi-platform play under $300. Number 4. Turtle Beach Atlas Air. Open back and wireless in the same sentence is rare, and that's why the Atlas Air is interesting. You get an airy, wide soundstage that lets positional audio breathe, footsteps sit in space, not in your skull, and a lightweight build that really does feel, well, like air once you adjust the mesh headband. For competitive shooters in a quiet room, the openness pays off with quick localization and less fatigue over long scrims because your ears aren't sealed up and sweating. Connectivity is flexible, 2.4 GHz, Bluetooth, and wired when needed, plus easy flip-to-mute behavior, so Discord doesn't get a blast of your laugh every time you clutch. Price-wise, it hits around $180 to $200, which undercuts a lot of closed-back wireless sets with less stage and similar comfort. Here's the trade. Open back means near-zero isolation. Roommates, fans, and street noise bleed in, and your game bleeds out, so this isn't for noisy houses or night gaming next to a sleeping partner. The mic is serviceable, but not a standout. Reviews flag it as the weak link compared to the excellent sense of space on the drivers, so streamers might prefer an external mic anyway. And while the software has matured, some outlets noted growing pains and occasional frustration with app polish, so expect to set and forget once you land on an EQ preset you trust. If you've never tried open back for gaming and you have a quiet room, this feels special at the price. 3. Beyerdynamic DT990 Pro. Alright, Audiophile pit stop. The DT990 Pro is a wired classic for a reason. It's open back with a wide stage, crystal clear imaging, and a treble sparkle that makes positional cues pop in tactical shooters and competitive titles. Those velour pads, stupid comfortable, and the build is the kind of German-made tank that shrugs off years of desk duty without creaks. Frequency reach is no joke at a rated 5 Hz to 35 kHz, so you'll hear deep rumbles and high-end detail that budget wireless sets smear over. And if you care about music or cinematic single player, it doubles as a legit listening headphone. For under $200, it's often the best raw sound quality on this list, if you feed it correctly. Let me explain. The 250 ohm version needs power, a real amp or a gaming DAC, not a phone jack or a weak controller port, otherwise it sounds thin and underdriven, which defeats the point of buying one. Also, the highs can be spicy. Some ears find them fatiguing without EQ, so a light dip in the 8 to 10 kHz region helps tame sibilance while keeping the detail that makes it great for competitive cues. And yeah, no mic. Pair it with a USB mic or a mod mic, and you're golden. But that does nudge the total cost if you're replacing a one-box wireless solution. Still, for pure soundstage and imaging under $300, it's a monster. Number 2. Logitech G PRO X2 Lightspeed. This is the pros ask for it by name headset. And no, that's not just marketing. The 50mm graphene drivers bring tight control and super clean transients, which translates into crisp footstep edges, low distortion at volume, and less EQ fiddling to hear what matters. Battery life is up to 50 hours, range hits around 30 meters, and you get tri-mode connectivity. Lightspeed 2.4 GHz, Bluetooth, and 3.5mm, so swapping between PC scrims, PS5 sessions, and travel listening is painless. The frame mixes aluminum forks with a steel headband, and Logitech includes both leatherette and cloth pads in the box, which is a quiet masterstroke for comfort and heat management across seasons. Mic quality is solid with the detachable boom, and with G-Hub processing, you can dial in a broadcast-ish curve that sits cleanly in VODs and team comms without artifacts. Here's what matters. It's not the punchiest bass by default. The tuning is controlled rather than boomy, but a couple dB on the low shelf fixes that without muddying the mids, thanks to those graphene drivers keeping their composure. It's also not cheap, but it lives under the 300 line and earns the slot with performance that stays competitive at higher price points, especially for players who want one wireless daily driver that's equally at home in ranked and on flights. If you care about accuracy and comfort and you want the put-it-on, forget-it reliability, this is the easy pick at number 2. Number 1. SteelSeries Arctis Nova Pro. The top spot goes to a system, not just a headset. Nova Pro is the do-everything package. Game DAC Gen 2 with ESS Sabre processing, dual USB inputs for multi-system setups, and on-headset active noise cancelling with a transparency mode for talk to the room without taking it off moments. The acoustic system is genuinely hi-fi for gaming. Tight bass, present mids, and detailed highs that don't shred your ears, plus 360 spatial and sonar software that lets you target footstep bands without wrecking music playback later. Connectivity is where it wins the long game. Simultaneous 2.4 GHz and Bluetooth mixing for calls and Discord, hot swappable dual batteries so you literally never stop to charge, and cross-platform flexibility that simplifies messy desk lives. The mic is clear and clean, better than most boom mics at rejecting ambient noise, and the industrial design looks adult. You can wear it on Zoom without screaming gamer at the CFO. Now the quiet truths. ANC on a gaming headset won't rival top travel headphones, and some users report a noticeable noise floor in certain chains, though firmware and careful gain staging on the DAC can mitigate it a lot in practice. Price often flirts with the 300 cap depending on variant and sales, but it lands at or just under for PC/PS models and punches above most competitors once you factor in the game DAC and the battery system that effectively kills charging downtime. Bottom line, if you want one setup to rule PC, console, calls, and late-night sessions with real control over your sound, this is the most complete sub-300 package right now. Who should pick what? If this helped, tap like and drop your main game and platform in the comments. There's a good chance one of these shines for your setup more than the others, and tuning tips can take them from good to whoa, did my KD just go up in a single preset.